This is Skyzone Omega for PC. It's a remake of my extended project that I did at A-Level, which was originally an Android game. The Android game itself has never seen the light of day for several reasons, the primarily one being it's terrible. If you see here, you can see a screenshot of it. Artwork's lovely, isn't it? But the entire game ran like horrible. It was just primarily because I had never heard of things like DT and things like that at the time, because I had learnt Java and Android programming as I went along, and I had no knowledge of games programming, so I didn't know anything about delta time and frame rating and things like that. So I've always wanted to recreate it. Now I have experience in things like SDL. I decided I'd have a go at recreating it for the PC because it's easier to do it for the PC. So I started up, obviously I was going to use SDL, and I wrote obviously the basic backend to get things to render and stuff like that, just using it, modifying it, getting it to do what it wanted to do. As you can see, the background is parallax, or at least I believe it is, that was the intention. So I created a little system that would automatically, speed it up and slow it down depending on where it was in the layers, so that it appeared to be going quicker than it was. I created an entity class that is used by all of the entities you see on the screen, like the player or the enemy, or even the pickups, which is all handled, with the exception of the player, in a entities manager. In the entity manager there is a spawner. Now the spawner took me a while to get working because I had to figure out a way of generating it randomly without having anything spawn on top of another thing at the same time. So what I did was I got the height of the screen. I then worked out how many from the largest sprite I had of the largest sprite I could have on the screen at once without then colliding. I then divided it by that to figure out the maximum size a sprite could be. I took the number of things that was going to be generated in that turn, so because that was what I worked out, it was the maximum that could be generated. And then I just checked whether or not the number was between the maximum and the min point for each spawn possibility. That way there was no way on Earth that it would spawn on top of another creature. I have also added power-ups to the game, which wasn't originally in it. Initially you just collected coins. You still collect coins, that's the aim of the game, but I've included power-ups such as a fire arrow, which was originally wanted to be included but never did, which I've got here, as you can see. It boosts you up, it means you can kill certain enemies in one shot rather than none. And it obviously has lovely particle effects. I have other things like a shield, which changes the colour of the player to be blue using a tint. And I also have a slow time effect, which what it does is it's a variable that a shared pointer variable, this is, that all entities contain, and when you get the power up, the speed halves and it causes everything to slow down. Once a certain time has elapsed, it then reverts back to what it was originally and everything speeds back up, as you can see. It works quite nicely. I feel that as a result this seems to have worked quite well. I have recreated the game in a million times better than I was before, and it works. I quite like it.